In this lesson, we're going to learn how to start using percents to make our divs be a little bit more responsive. So they're going to scale up and down as we change sizes. We're going to need to do divs with names like an ID. We're going to need to use the proper selector, so # and whatever you named it. And then we're going to float them so that they go side by side. And we need to set a width that equals 100%. So each row has to equal 100%. So you all will need to make a decision, how many divs do I want on that row? And then take 100 divided by that. So let's try and apply this to our index page. First thing that I'm going to need to do is add in some divs on my index. So I'm going to go below the opening welcome, and I want to add in a div, and I'm going to go ahead and call this my left call for my left column. I'm going to go ahead and close that div off, and I'm going to move the picture into that left div so it's got some content. Then I'm going to add a second div because I want two columns. Div ID, I give it a name, and I'm going to call this right call. You can name them whatever you want. And then I'm going to close it beneath this other content so it's got some content. So nothing's really happening different yet. Now I need to go style these. So I'm going to go to my style sheet. And I like to go ahead and use these comment codes on here. So you just do the star, and I'm going to say this is the styles for my columns. And you do another star and a slash. So I called it left call, so I do # left call, that's the selector. Curly brace. I want them to float, so I'm going to float them both left. And I'm going to do 20% for my left column. And it's got to equal 100, so 100 minus 20 will tell me what size my right column needs to be. So for my right column, I'm going to do # right call, curly brace. I'm going to also float it left, and I'm going to do a width of 60%. 60 plus 20 equals 100, and that should be the styles we need. Now let's go and preview it. So they have gone side by side, and I can resize my screen, and you'll notice that they stay in those dimensions. The only problem is I set my image to 20%, and now it's only 20% of this little div, and so that doesn't look very good. So I'm going to change it to 100%. So go to my style sheet, find my image, and instead of 20%, I want that to be 100%. Now let's go check out how that affected it. So now that looks much better. I can grab the edge of my page, and as I drag in, you'll notice my picture always stays 100%. I did have to add a little padding to my P tag so that it did not overlap with the picture.